Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Shoot 'em up, Buttercup, and we are back in the friendly confines. Another fine to mildly okay edition of the Claire-vs-Carlson show. There are many things you could put in your ears. This is one of them. We are part of the Late Night Sports Radio Network, latenightsportsradio.com. I'm Andy Carlson at Purple for the Win, purpleforthewin.com. Vikings podcast, you already know that. All the good stuff is over there. And we can be found at Claire-vs-Carlson, all spelled out on the YouTube, on Twitter machine, and we're on YouTube, we're on iTunes, we're everywhere. Claire, unfortunately, is not with us. She's no longer with us, Nick.
No,
just kidding. She had a little surgery yesterday, and everything went well, and she may join us for a little short segment at the end, as she's all meted up like Elizabeth Taylor. Should be kind of funny. But joining me now, you already heard him, I already threw to him, because 100% 200 proof Andy would be a little bit too much for the fine people. Nick Assumption, official minstrel over at Purple for the Win, at Nick Assun on the Twitter machine. We call him Uncle Nick. Nick, what's up?
Hey, Andy, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so now it's Tuesday morning, and you are not at work. Why is that?
I know, I'm on vacation. I work at a company that if you don't use your vacation by the end of the anniversary year, you lose it. So it's like, I want to go on vacation. I don't want to lose that. It's free money. I'm getting paid not to go to work. It's awesome.
Wait, so is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. And that was another subtle movie reference, and Nick and I will have many like that, because like movie trivia, pop culture references are kind of our forte.
Oh yeah, I love movies.
Matt Forte.
I don't recall him being in any movies.
Yeah, probably not. But today, we got a lot of show to get to. We have a whole bunch of NFL drama. Percy Harvin, the Asshat, Peyton Manning breaks a record. How about them Cowboys? Nick and I are Vikings fans, so we got a lot of pain going on. Fantasy Bitchin. Nick and I are in the same league, and I got a bone to pick with him. I got boner to pick with him. There we go. That was a Freudian slip. College football, minor league football played over the weekend. FSU beat Notre Dame in a classic showdown. We have some pop culture segments if there's time. We also have Triviasun. Nick is going to try and stump me with some trivia. The theme, NFL records, in honor of Peyton Manning and DeMarco Murray, each setting an NFL record over the weekend. And bringing it home in our final segment, Week 8 picks. I did not gain any ground on Claire. She still has a questionable 5-game lead, and it is very, very depressing. Oh, no, actually, it's even closer now, because last night I had Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football, and she had Houston. So I'm actually only trailing by 4 games now, 53-39 to 57-35. So happy days. So that's got to be exciting, isn't it, Nick?
Oh, yeah. No, she's pretty good, though. I mean, you got to work on those.
She's garbage.
The record says something else.
Give it time. I think we differ on a couple of picks this week. So I got some hot take picks coming in. So I got some upsets picked on the docket. So I think I might make up some ground this week. Of course, I said that every week.
You know, the NFL is so random this season. Like, I don't know. It's very hard to pick. I'm pretty confident Vegas is just raking in the dough, man. They were totally rigging it or something.
What? So you're saying that Vegas actually wins and they don't build those huge buildings out there all willy-nilly?
You know what? I think they do. Yeah.
Do you know that sports gambling is legal in New Jersey now?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, Chris Christie passed a bill, I think it was like a month ago. So now Atlantic City casinos are taking sports bets, but the NFL and all the different leagues are trying to sue and make them stop for, I don't know what reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, because leagues got to know that a lot of their viewership does have a little something on the game, right?
Of course.
And they try and be like, oh, no, people love the game. But no, people love Denver -7 is what's going on.
Oh, yeah. No, it's got to make money somewhere, man. You can't run the world without money.
All right. So before all the juicy stuff, Podcast-Sun, you are going to be developing a Hollywood-themed podcast, Nick.
Yes. I've been dreaming of it for a long time. And obviously you, one of my good friends who had the balls to start his own podcast, made me think, well, I have a laptop.
I wouldn't even call it balls. I would say more like free time and being full of hot air leads to doing a lot of podcasts. Because I have 2 of them now.
Oh, yeah.
And if I can figure out the technical aspects of talking into a microphone and having it record said talking into a microphone into like a tangible and cohesive manner, that anybody can do it. Come on, Nick.
Well, I'm hoping to shoot something, get something ready by winter. As you know, I love Hollywood stuff. I love trivia. I love pop culture. And, what does the world need but more people who can talk about their views and opinions on pop culture? I'm trying to approach it more for the educational purposes. I want to, because a lot of people, if you're ever out talking with friends, like, hey, have you seen any good shows or movies? And then they always ask you all this stuff about it. And, there's so much out there. And I'll admit it, I'm a Wikipedia cheater. I look up a lot of things. I know way more about shows and movies because I read about it on Wikipedia than actually
watch it. Never seen Lost, but you know what happens in every episode because of Wikipedia. True or false?
Lost is the exception. I did devote part of my life to watching all the seasons. A buddy of mine had the whole series on DVD, and I watched all of it, and I was truly heartbroken and mind blown by I have no idea what the hell happened. Even with Wikipedia, I'm like,
wait, so are they dead or did they break out of prison?
They are dead.
I don't believe it.
Spoiler alert.
Wait, no, it was all Cobb's dream because his totem was his wedding ring, not the top.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Tweets from 2011. Awesome. Now, all right, so we already tangented off, but before we get into the actual sports, now, what's your theory about length of seasons? Because I know that some sitcoms and some shows like Lost, they have 20-plus episode seasons because network TV and yada, yada. But I think that is way too long and way too much to digest for non-hardcore people. But then you have shows like True Detective and those various anthologies where it's 10 episodes per season per complete story arc, and shows like Fargo as well. Breaking Bad was only about 13 episodes a season. I think that's much more approachable and digestible than 20, 25, 30 episode seasons.
Depends on the type of series. TV sitcoms, I mean, that's just a standard generic shooting of the 20 plus. I mean, 30-minute
they want to get to what's it called? Where the episodes just run on like network TV where they can sell out.
Syndication.
Yeah, syndication. Because that's where all the money is.
Yeah, and it's super easy to shoot out these 30-minute ones. Now you have shows like True Detective, Breaking Bad. You have complex, well-written dramas that, they should be shorter. The also advantage of having shorter seasons is that you're going to have multiple shows on now. You have like the spring show, the fall show that starts in September, ends in December. You have a show that starts in January, ends in May. you have summer shows that come on. It's to create more and more shows. It's like, forget quality. Let's just do so much more. Let's just put up a crap ton of shows, and if you can get a good audience with it, that's great. I'm actually kind of against it a little bit, just because I think you have to give shows time to develop. A lot of shows are crappy the first season, but sitcom shows, the networks, they cancel shows after having 3 bad weeks because they haven't had time to develop an audience yet. It's crazy.
Like Family Guy twice.
All
right, so we already dilly-dallied enough talking about our love of television and pop culture stuff and Nick's upcoming Taylor Swift podcast, so let's get to the sports. First off, the blockbuster trade news, Percy Harvin, someone that is very near and dear to our hearts, and the Seahawks traded Percy to the Jets for a conditional 4th-round pick that can become up to a number 2, and this was a little over the year after the Seahawks traded a 1, a 3, and a 7 to the Minnesota Fighting Vikings for Percy Harvin, the mercurial, talented wide receiver, but kind of an asshole, let's be honest. Then the Seahawks gave him a 6-year, $67 million contract with 25.5 bones guaranteed. And, yeah, here we are.
Is that pause the cue to me? This is my first time, sorry.
Yeah, no, sure. You can chime in. I know you have a lot of feelings about Percy. Didn't you have a Percy jersey?
I wanted to get a Percy jersey. Unfortunately, the stores do not go over sizes XL, so I'm kind of hard to find the jerseys.
But they have XL Kleinsasser jerseys.
They do. Long live Kleinsasser. I didn't know too much about the Percy Harvin situation until reading about it now. If you're not getting along with, if you're not happy where you are, I feel like is this normal now? Like, if you don't get along with your team, if you're not happy, you just start something and then, instead of trying to deal with it or talk it out, let's send them away.
We have, as Vikings fans, we have a little inside knowledge that Percy's not really one to talk it out. You know what I mean? And also, it came to light that former Seahawks fullback Michael Robinson, now NFL Network analyst, said that, hey, I broke up the fight between Percy and Golden Tate the week of the Super Bowl, where from the photo evidence we saw, Tate had a little shiner going on during Super Bowl week, and apparently Percy just popped him. And that it falls in line with what we know of Percy. I mean, I finally got it. I'm at the pinnacle of my profession, about to play in the biggest game of my life. Screw you, Golden Tate. Pop.
God, you gotta control that anger issues, man. I mean, the NFL doesn't have a good reputation of players who are nice and peaceful. It's insane. Do you know why it was the Jets he was traded to? Was that I think there was a specific reason for that? Like the Jets were.
Well, the Seahawks definitely weren't going to trade him within the NFC, especially to contending teams. Like he wasn't getting traded to San Francisco, that's for sure. And I think they picked the Jets because the Jets are 1-6 and aren't really in a danger to contend this year. So they think that they're going to just bury Percy with a team that they're probably not going to face in the Super Bowl. And the Jets probably offered the most. Jets GM John Izek, John Schneider in Seattle, they're both worked together before. Izek was in Seattle previously, and I think that probably had a little something to do with it. But I do believe the reports that said that the Seahawks were just going to straight up cut Percy if they didn't get a trade offer.
Well, what were the Jets giving the Seahawks?
It's a conditional 4th-round pick that can become a number 2. I think Percy has to be on the team next year. I don't have all the details in front of me, but it's basically chicken feed for the type of talent that we know that Percy can be. And plus, the Jets had $20 million in cap space. They're only picking up 6.5 of Percy's contract this year. And it seems like a no-lose opportunity for them because we do know that Percy can be like a monstrous talent. And we saw that firsthand 2009, 2010, 2011. But he is just an ass off the field.
How is his pay changing at all?
Nope, the Jets are absorbing that contract, paying off the proratedness, and I think the Seahawks have to carry like $7.5 million in dead money next year on their cap, which kind of sucks.